From the annals of time emerges an ancient saying, a whisper of wisdom that echoes through the ages: when we are young, we strive to please everyone else; as we mature, we realize the wise often do the opposite. This notion, seemingly paradoxical, forms the cornerstone of our exploration today. We embark on a journey into the intricate world of relationships, specifically examining 9 pivotal principles that discerning men should steadfastly uphold. These aren't mere suggestions, they are the bedrock of self-respect, personal integrity, and genuine connection. Drawing inspiration from the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, coupled with hard-earned lessons gleaned from the trials and tribulations of countless men, including my own experiences, will dissect these principles, revealing the subtle yet significant ways they shape our interactions with women and, ultimately, define our own character. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, astutely observed that the greatest errors men commit are not necessarily the actions they undertake, but rather the crucial omissions, the things they should have avoided, yet stubbornly pursued. This rings particularly true in the realm of relationships, where well-intentioned actions can often yield unintended and detrimental consequences. Intriguingly, the more intelligent and capable a man is, the more susceptible he may be to these pitfalls, often overthinking situations and falling prey to complex emotional traps. Before we delve into the heart of the matter, I invite you to engage with this discussion. Share your own experiences in the comments below. Have you ever found yourself stumbling over one of these relationship hurdles? Your story, your vulnerability, could be the guiding light for another man navigating similar terrain. Let's learn from each other, building a community of men striving for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Let's start with an often misunderstood principle: guarding your past. As the saying goes, old thoughts come back to haunt us like ghosts of past decisions, and this sentiment resonates profoundly within the context of intimate relationships. It's a mistake that many intelligent men make, believing that complete transparency about their past demonstrates emotional maturity and fosters deeper connection. They open up about their darkest moments, their failures, their vulnerabilities, thinking it will build trust and intimacy. But here's the uncomfortable truth: once something is shared, it can never be fully retracted. Like Pandora's box, once opened, the contents cannot be stuffed back inside. I've witnessed countless men freely sharing their deepest insecurities, past relationship traumas, or personal struggles, only to have these very revelations weaponized against them later, during moments of conflict or vulnerability. It's a painful irony, where trust is betrayed and intimacy becomes ammunition. The Stoics, masters of self-control and wisdom, understood the power of discretion. They emphasized that not every thought needs to be voiced, and not every truth needs to be divulged. Consider your past like a precious treasure, carefully guarded and selectively revealed. You wouldn't display your most valuable possessions to every passerby expressing casual interest, would you? You would share it only with those who have earned your trust, proven their loyalty, and demonstrated their respect for your boundaries. This isn't about deception or hiding crucial information, it's about strategic self-disclosure, revealing your past gradually and purposefully. The harsh reality is that what you share in a moment of intimacy can easily become ammunition during a moment of anger or disagreement. Words, once spoken, can never be unsaid; wounds, once inflicted, may never fully heal. So, what's the solution? Be selective, share gradually, share wisely. Most importantly, share only what serves a purpose in your present relationship, what strengthens the bond and fosters understanding. Avoid dredging up past hurts or insecurities that could create unnecessary friction. As Marcus Aurelius wisely counseled, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. In this context, the best protection is not to give away your power through premature or indiscriminate disclosure. Maintain an air of mystery, not as a manipulative tactic, but as a means of self-preservation and respect. Your past is your narrative, your story to tell, but only to those who have earned the privilege of hearing it. Sharing it carelessly is akin to handing someone a loaded weapon, leaving yourself vulnerable to potential harm. Control the narrative, protect your peace, and share your past with discernment. Now, let's confront a fear that most men are reluctant to acknowledge: the fear of being alone. Aristotle, the father of logic, declared that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. But here's the uncomfortable truth: many men remain trapped in toxic relationships simply because they are terrified of solitude. How many times have you observed a friend, or perhaps even yourself, clinging to the wrong person, simply because the prospect of being alone seemed unbearable? It's like remaining inside a burning building, fearing the cold outside. As the Stoics sagely taught, sometimes our fear of emptiness is more damaging than the emptiness itself. I recall counseling successful businessmen, CEOs, leaders, men who commanded boardrooms and navigated complex financial landscapes with ease, yet crumbled at the thought of spending a Friday night alone. They would rather endure drama, disrespect, even emotional abuse, than confront their fear of solitude. But here's the crucial realization: when you fear being alone, you surrender your power to anyone willing to offer you companionship, regardless of their character or intentions. You become a puppet, dancing to their tune, simply to avoid the perceived emptiness of solitude. The Stoic philosophers understood something profound about this human tendency: a man who cannot be content in his own company will never truly know if he is with someone for love or for fear. He will never be able to make rational, clear-headed decisions about relationships, because his judgment is clouded by the overwhelming desire to escape loneliness. He'll settle for crumbs of affection, compromise his values, and tolerate mistreatment, all in the name of avoiding solitude. So, what's the solution? Start small. Learn to enjoy your own company. Discover peace in solitude. Cultivate hobbies, pursue passions, connect with your inner self. Read, meditate, explore nature, learn a new skill. The possibilities are endless. The paradox is this: once you become comfortable being alone, you will naturally attract people who enhance your life, rather than simply filling a void. You will attract people who value your independence, respect your boundaries, and appreciate your self-sufficiency. You will no longer be driven by desperation or neediness, but by genuine connection and mutual respect. Remember, being alone does not equate to being lonely. It signifies being strong enough to wait for what you truly deserve, rather than settling for what you are afraid to lose. Embrace solitude as an opportunity for self-discovery, personal growth, and the cultivation of inner peace. It's a crucible in which your character is forged, your resilience is tested, and your self-worth is affirmed. Now, let's discuss something deeply personal: managing your time wisely. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, eloquently stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And nowhere is this more evident than in the context of relationships. Consider the countless hours you've spent overthinking text messages, anxiously awaiting calls that never came, or attempting to decipher the hidden meaning behind ambiguous words. Think about the weekends you've sacrificed, striving to please someone who wasn't even certain about you. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, time is like a river: once it passes, it's gone forever. I've observed too many men squandering their prime years, chasing individuals who perceive them as a backup plan, a convenient option. They postpone their goals, cancel plans with friends, skip gym sessions, all for someone who wouldn't reciprocate the same sacrifices. The harsh truth is this: while you are prioritizing someone else, they may be merely considering you an option. The Stoics understood a fundamental truth about time: it is the only resource you can never replenish. You can always earn more money, forge new relationships, or create new opportunities, but time, once spent, is irretrievable. It's a non-renewable resource, a precious gift that should be treasured and used with intention. So, what's the solution? Begin treating your time as the valuable asset it truly is. Before investing hours, days, or months in someone, ask yourself, are they investing the same amount in you? Are you spending time nurturing a genuine connection, or simply filling an emotional void? Are you compromising your own goals and priorities for someone who doesn't respect your time or value your contributions? A wise man doesn't just manage his finances prudently, he manages his time even more effectively. He understands that time is the currency of life, and he invests it wisely, in activities and relationships that bring him joy, fulfillment, and personal growth. Remember, when we waste time on the wrong person, we are not merely giving away hours, we are giving away pieces of our life, fragments of our potential, moments that could have been spent pursuing our dreams and enriching our souls. Guard your time jealously, invest it wisely, and never allow someone to squander this precious resource. Let's transition to a point that highlights potential inner conflict for successful men: being proud of your achievements. Here's a common paradox: the more men achieve, the more hesitant they become to embrace their success in relationships. Epictetus, the Stoic sage, famously said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." However, there is a clear distinction between genuine humility and suppressing your own light. I've observed successful men downplaying their accomplishments, concealing their ambitions, and even feigning less competence, all driven by the fear of appearing arrogant or intimidating. They build thriving companies, win prestigious awards, and achieve significant milestones, but in their relationships, they act as if none of it matters. Why? Because somewhere along the way, they internalize the belief that being too successful might scare people away, that their accomplishments would be perceived as a threat. Listen closely: if your achievements make someone uncomfortable, that is not your problem to fix. It's a reflection of their own insecurities, their own limitations, and their own inability to celebrate the success of others. As Marcus Aurelius wisely taught, the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Don't dim your light to accommodate those who are accustomed to darkness. Don't apologize for your success, and don't feel compelled to hide your achievements. Being proud of your accomplishments doesn't equate to bragging or boasting. It signifies acknowledging the hard work you've invested, the obstacles you've overcome, and the goals you are still relentlessly pursuing. It's about owning your journey, celebrating your victories, and inspiring others with your dedication and perseverance. A strong, confident woman doesn't desire a man who hides his success; she wants someone who can inspire her to reach for her own dreams, someone who will challenge her to grow and achieve her full potential. She wants a partner who is confident in his own skin, proud of his accomplishments, and unafraid to shine. So, what's the solution? Own your journey, share your victories, not to impress, but to inspire. Let your success be a beacon of hope and possibility for others. The right person won't feel threatened by your achievements; they'll be excited to be a part of your next chapter, eager to support your goals and celebrate your successes. Remember, your accomplishments are an integral part of who you are. They are not merely bullet points on a resume; they are chapters in your story, testaments to your resilience and determination. Anyone who desires to be a part of your life should be prepared to read the entire book, not just the easy parts. Let's delve into a topic that men often neglect: protecting your mental health. The Stoics understood a fundamental truth: your mind is your fortress, the inner sanctuary that must be diligently guarded. Yet, too many men allow their mental well-being to crumble for the sake of appeasing someone else, sacrificing their peace of mind on the altar of relationship harmony. It's a perplexing paradox. We diligently go to the gym to safeguard our physical health, we work tirelessly to secure our financial health, but when it comes to mental health, we often allow someone else's drama, negativity, or emotional instability to tear it apart. As Marcus Aurelius cautioned, very little is needed to make a happy life; it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. I've witnessed brilliant men transform into anxious wrecks, obsessively checking their phones every few minutes, overanalyzing every conversation, losing sleep over someone else's mood swings. They rationalize it as normal, claiming it's simply the nature of relationships, but here's the unvarnished truth: if your relationship is consistently disrupting your peace of mind, it's not love, it's emotional warfare. The Stoics emphasized that your mental peace is non-negotiable. It's not a commodity to be bartered or sacrificed for the sake of a relationship. Because if you lose your inner peace, what exactly are you bringing to the relationship anyway? A stressed, anxious, depleted version of yourself, incapable of giving or receiving genuine love and support. So, what's the solution? Set boundaries, learn to say no, walk away from drama, and, most importantly, understand that someone who truly cares about you will never force you to choose between their happiness and your mental health. Establish clear limits on what you are willing to tolerate, and be prepared to enforce those boundaries, even if it means walking away from the relationship. Learn to prioritize your own well-being, to protect your mental space from negativity and toxicity. Remember, maintaining your mental health isn't selfish, it's essential. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot build a healthy relationship from an unhealthy mind. Prioritize your peace, protect your mental fortress, and never allow someone to compromise your inner well-being. Moving on, let's discuss something crucial: being true to yourself. Albert Camus, the existentialist philosopher, articulated this perfectly: the moment you start changing who you are to please someone else is the moment you start losing yourself. Think about the times you've said yes when you desperately wanted to say no, the occasions you've pretended to like something you secretly despised, the instances you've agreed with opinions you didn't believe in, or the moments you've acted differently just to keep someone happy. As the Stoics warned, when we attempt to be someone we're not, we suffer twice, once from the effort of maintaining the facade, and once from the inevitable failure to truly connect. I've observed strong, principled men completely abandon their values, alter their goals, even distance themselves from friends and family, all in an attempt to conform to someone else's ideal. They morph into skilled actors, playing a role they believe their partner desires to see. But here's the brutal truth: the moment you begin performing instead of being authentic, you've already lost. You've sacrificed your integrity, your self-respect, and the very essence of what made you unique and attractive in the first place. The irony is profound: when you strive to be what someone else wants, you become less attractive, not more. Because authenticity possesses a power that no performance can ever replicate. It radiates confidence, self-assurance, and a genuine sense of self-worth. People are drawn to authenticity like moths to a flame. They crave genuine connection, honesty, and the freedom to be themselves. So, what's the solution? Start saying no, start expressing your real opinions, start standing firm in your values. Yes, some people might not like it. Some might even walk away. But isn't it infinitely better to be alone for being who you truly are than to be accepted for being someone you're not? The right person won't need you to change, they'll challenge you to become a better version of yourself, not a different person altogether. They'll appreciate your honesty, respect your boundaries, and celebrate your individuality. Embrace your authenticity, stand firm in your values, and never compromise your true self for the sake of someone else's approval. Let's now address a concern for those aiming to fulfill their potential: don't sacrifice your goals for others. Seneca aptly stated, "No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to waste their time chasing what they can't have." I've witnessed men shelving their careers, abandoning business opportunities, and relinquishing their passions, all to seamlessly fit into someone else's life plan. They justify it as compromise, asserting that it's what love demands. However, the cold, hard truth is that when you surrender your path for someone else's, you're not merely sacrificing goals, you're sacrificing your very essence. The devastating realization dawns years later, when these men awaken, consumed by resentment, and questioning the fate of their dreams. They gaze into the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back. As Marcus Aurelius cautioned, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." The core issue isn't solely about foregoing opportunities, it's about eroding respect, both self-respect and the respect of your partner. Let's be candid, no one truly admires someone who abandons their purpose for love. Initially, they might appreciate the sacrifice, but eventually, they'll ponder what transpired to the ambitious man they were initially drawn to. So, what's the solution? Keep your dreams alive, pursue your goals with unwavering passion, and include your partner in your journey if they wish to join. However, never allow them to derail your path for theirs. A genuine partnership enhances both individuals' journeys, it doesn't necessitate one person abandoning their own. Remember, the right person will champion your ambitions, not compete with them. They'll find pride in your goals, not feel threatened by them. True love enriches your life, it doesn't diminish your dreams. Maintain your independence, pursue your passions, and never sacrifice your goals for the sake of a relationship. Now, let's explore a point often overlooked in the intensity of romantic relationships: prioritize family and friends. Plato offered a profound insight when he stated, "The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile." Nothing illustrates this more starkly than when men forsake their support system for a romantic partner. I've witnessed it countless times, men gradually disconnecting from their friends, skipping family gatherings, and canceling long-standing traditions, all to appease their partner. They mistakenly believe they're investing in their relationship, when in reality, they're burning bridges they might desperately need later. As the Stoics wisely taught, no man is an island, but every man needs his tribe. The tragic irony is that by the time these men realize their mistake, they often find themselves isolated. Their friends have moved on, family relationships have grown distant, and if the romantic relationship fails, they're left utterly alone. The very support system they needed was the one they abandoned. Interestingly, the strongest relationships I've observed are those where both partners maintain healthy connections outside the relationship. When you depend on one person for all your emotional needs, you're not only setting yourself up for disappointment but also placing an impossible burden on them. It creates a dynamic of codependency, stifling individual growth and suffocating the relationship itself. So, what's the solution? Maintain your friendships, keep your family close, and make time for the people who were there before this relationship and who will be there after, should it end. A partner who attempts to isolate you from your support system isn't protecting your relationship, they're controlling your life. They're attempting to create a dynamic of dependency, where you rely solely on them for your emotional needs, making you more vulnerable and easier to manipulate. Remember, your close relationships are like a safety net. You might not think you need them when things are going well, but they're invaluable when things get tough. Don't wait until you're falling to realize you've cut away your own safety net. Nurture your friendships, cherish your family, and maintain strong connections with the people who love and support you unconditionally. Finally, let's address a crucial principle: avoid excessive dependency. Marcus Aurelius articulated this profoundly: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Too often, I witness intelligent, capable men becoming utterly reliant on a woman's approval, attention, or presence. They compulsively check their phones, meticulously plan their schedules around her availability, and feel anxious when they don't receive an immediate response. Their mood fluctuates with her texts, and their happiness hinges on her smile. As the Stoics would assert, when you make someone else responsible for your peace, you become a slave to their behavior. You surrender your autonomy, your self-respect, and your ability to find happiness within yourself. Interestingly, the more dependent you become, the less attractive you appear. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy: your fear of losing them actually creates the very circumstances that push them away. No one desires to be someone's entire world. It's an immense amount of pressure, an overwhelming responsibility. The stark truth is that when you make someone your everything, you become their nothing. You cease being the confident, self-assured man they were attracted to and transform into a shadow of yourself, perpetually seeking validation and reassurance. You lose your spark, your individuality, and your ability to inspire and challenge your partner. So, what's the solution? Cultivate a life so full and meaningful that a relationship enhances it rather than completes it. Pursue your own interests, maintain your own space, and remember that true strength originates from within, not from external validation. Develop a strong sense of self-worth, independent of anyone else's opinion or approval. Find joy in your own company, pursue your passions, and cultivate a sense of purpose that extends beyond the confines of your relationship. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius taught us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not on someone else's presence, not on their approval, but on your own inner stability and strength. Cultivate self-sufficiency, embrace independence, and never allow yourself to become excessively dependent on another person for your happiness or self-worth. In concluding our examination of these 9 pivotal principles derived from Stoic philosophy, let us underscore a crucial point: these aren't merely rules governing relationships, they serve as guidelines for upholding your dignity, strength, and authenticity as a man. From safeguarding your past to cultivating independence, each principle we've explored stems from timeless wisdom that remains remarkably relevant in contemporary times. As Marcus Aurelius aptly reminded us, very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. These principles are not designed for manipulation or control within relationships, rather, they are intended to cultivate a robust foundation within yourself, ensuring that any relationship you engage in enriches your life instead of defining it. The Stoics recognized a profound truth: genuine strength in relationships arises not from what we actively do but from what we steadfastly refrain from doing. These principles are about restraint, self-control, and the cultivation of inner peace. If this discussion has resonated with you, please express your support by liking this content and sharing it with other men who might benefit from hearing this message. Share your thoughts in the comments below, highlighting which principle resonated most deeply with you. Your experiences could provide invaluable guidance to others navigating similar challenges. Remember, adhering to these principles doesn't render you cold or indifferent, rather, it signifies wisdom and self-awareness. Ultimately, the most enduring relationships are built not on sacrifice or dependency but on mutual respect and individual strength. Until our next encounter, remain strong, remain wise, and, above all, remain true to yourself. This exploration has focused on 9 essential principles for men in relationships, drawing from Stoic philosophy and practical experience. Protect your past, share your history selectively and wisely, as premature disclosure can be used against you. Face your fear of being alone, cultivate self-sufficiency and find peace in solitude to avoid settling for unhealthy relationships. Manage your time wisely, value your time and invest it in relationships that are mutually respectful and fulfilling. Be proud of your achievements, own your success and inspire others without downplaying your accomplishments. Protect your mental health, set boundaries and prioritize your peace of mind, even if it means walking away from drama. Be true to yourself, maintain your authenticity and values, even if it means risking disapproval. Don't sacrifice your goals for others, pursue your dreams and include your partner in your journey without abandoning your own path. Prioritize family and friends, maintain strong connections with your support system to avoid isolation and dependency. Avoid excessive dependency, cultivate self-sufficiency and find validation within yourself, rather than relying solely on your partner's approval. These principles provide a framework for building strong, healthy relationships based on mutual respect, individual strength, and genuine connection.